Some sitcoms deliver simple laughs, but Bread captured the struggles and humour of an entire generation. Behind the laughs of the Boswell family lie untold truths that reveal just how daring and unusual this 80s classic really was. Fact 1.
Cover your mouth, Billy. It's like having lunch with a manhole.
Writer Carla Lane wanted to tell a story that reflected the working-class families she grew up around in Liverpool. She drew inspiration from her own background and the people she knew. Boswell family represented both the struggles and resilience of a city hit hard by unemployment. Lane felt comedy could reveal truth in the middle of hardship. She created characters that were exaggerated but recognizably real. The Boswells became a mirror for many working-class households of the time. Viewers instantly related to their financial schemes and family chaos. Lane believed comedy should make people laugh while reflecting their reality. That was the balance Bread struck from its very first episode. The humour came from familiar frustrations, not from fantasy. Families across the UK saw themselves in the Boswells. The setting in Liverpool gave the show authenticity. Lane's writing made every character both funny and painfully real. Without her personal connection, the series would never have resonated so strongly. She gave Liverpool a voice rarely seen in sitcoms, and that connection to reality is only the beginning. But what shocking decision did she make about the family dynamic that nearly divided audiences?
What we are about to receive, may the Lord help us to pay for. Amen.
Fact 2.
Inflate your lips.
How can I inflate me lips? I'm a human model, not a pufferfish.
When Carla Lane first conceived the Boswell family, they weren't as lovable. Early drafts of the script showed them as harsher and more cynical. The tone was meant to be more of a biting satire than a warm sitcom. Producers feared audiences wouldn't sympathise with them. Lane revised the characters to highlight warmth alongside their scheming. She wanted people to laugh with the Boswells, not just at them. The transformation gave them depth beyond stereotype. They became flawed but charming, desperate but resilient. Audiences embraced the new balance immediately. The humour softened the harsh realities of unemployment. Viewers saw the Boswells as survivors rather than villains. This creative shift was essential to the show's popularity. Without it, the series might have been dismissed as too bleak. Lane later admitted she nearly pushed them too far into cynicism. Instead, they became one of television's most beloved families. Their darker roots remain a hidden truth about the show's creation. But what role did the unforgettable matriarch Nelly Boswell play in holding this delicate balance together?
He took the spring, the summer and the autumn of my life and turned it into bloody winter, he did.
Fact 3.
If he was in an iron lung, he'd wink his way around so long as he had his head free.
Nelly Boswell, played by Boht, quickly became the heart of Bread. Her no-nonsense approach and fiery speeches defined the show. Carla Lane based Nelly on strong women she had known growing up. These were mothers who kept families afloat through sheer willpower. Boht brought Nelly to life with sharp wit and raw energy. She made the character larger than life yet believable. Audiences admired Nelly's strength even when they feared her temper. She embodied the struggles of women holding families together during tough times. Lane called her the glue of the Boswells. Boht said she loved playing someone so bold and uncompromising. Nelly became one of the most iconic TV matriarchs of the 80s. Without her, the family dynamic would have collapsed. Critics praised Boht for stealing every scene she was in. Fans still quote Nelly's fiery lines decades later. The inspiration from real-life matriarchs gave the role authenticity. She was exaggerated, but she was real at heart. But how did Boht's performance nearly change the direction of the entire series?
He was mentally and physically disintegrated when he was a chrysalis.
Fact 4.
Common cause, common sense, and condoms.
Not every actor stayed with the series throughout its run. Several roles were recast, creating shifts in the family's chemistry. Most famously, Joey Boswell was originally played by Peter Howitt. His performance made Joey a fan favourite, but when he left the series to pursue other projects, he was replaced by Graham Bickley. Fans immediately noticed the change. Some felt Joey's charm wasn't the same. The recasting created debates among loyal viewers. Still, the show carried on and retained strong ratings. Other smaller roles also changed hands during production. These shifts tested the strength of the writing. The fact that the show survived recasts spoke to its resilience. Audiences ultimately stayed because they loved the Boswells as a whole. Casting changes always bring risk in long-running sitcoms. In Bread, they revealed how much viewers cared about authenticity. Lane herself said characters had to feel consistent above all else. But which character's evolution shocked even the cast with how far it went?
Is this Lilo Lil, then? No, Grandma.
Fact 5.
Greetings.
Joey Boswell's greetings, catchphrase and smooth charm turned him into one of the most talked about characters of the 1980s. Played first by Peter Howitt, Joey had swagger, confidence and a cheeky grin that audiences adored. His style and humour set him apart from his siblings. Young viewers saw him as effortlessly cool, while older viewers found him entertainingly overconfident. Joey's confidence made him the natural face of the Boswell family. Fan letters poured in, especially from women captivated by his charm. His leather jacket and quick wit became part of the show's identity. Even when the role was recast, Joey's character remained central. Graham Bickley worked hard to keep the same charisma alive. Though fans debated the change, Joey stayed iconic. The character captured the flashiness of the 1980s with ease. He was more than just comic relief, he was a cultural symbol. Joey embodied the dreamer who believed he could rise above hardship. The character's popularity surprised even Carla Lane. Joey became proof that sitcoms could create unlikely heartthrobs. But how did his brothers and sisters add to the mix with their own quirks that viewers loved just as much?
I'm never more than 4 minutes away from it.
Fact 6.
Lovely family, lovely. Well, please continue eating.
Each Boswell child had their own quirks that audiences quickly recognised. Jack was the steady one, often more serious than his siblings. Adrian, the brooding intellectual, offered constant poetic commentary. Aveline dreamed of glamour and stardom, always at odds with her reality. Billy struggled with responsibility and romance, adding awkward humour. Together they created a vibrant and chaotic household. Viewers saw reflections of real siblings in their interactions. Their differences kept the show dynamic and unpredictable. Fans debated which sibling was their favourite. Each had storylines that made them shine. Aveline's glamorous ambitions often clashed with her family life. Adrian's moody introspection became a running joke. Billy's insecurities brought heartfelt comedy to the family struggles. Their personalities balanced Joey's flamboyance. The Boswells felt like a real family precisely because of their contrasts. Carla Lane crafted each child with careful attention. The ensemble became stronger than any one character. Without the siblings, the family dynamic would never have worked. But what shocking controversy erupted outside the show that revealed just how divided opinions about Bread had become?
My baby, sit down, love.
I know. I'll call the fire brigade.
Fact 7.
We all have our lucky days and our unlucky days.
I'm very moved.
While Bread was a comedy, it often raised eyebrows. Some critics accused it of glamorizing unemployment. The Boswells' scams and schemes for extra money were seen as irresponsible. Supporters argued it reflected the reality of economic hardship in Liverpool. Carla Lane defended the family as survivors, not freeloaders. The debate spilled into newspapers and public discussions. Politicians even commented on the show's themes. Some felt it was too bleak to be funny. Others praised it for honesty and humour in equal measure. The controversy only made the show more popular. People tuned in to see what the fuss was about. Lane welcomed the debates, believing comedy should provoke thought. The Boswells symbolised resilience in hard times. Audiences in similar struggles felt represented for once. The national debate proved how deeply the show touched nerves. Few sitcoms have generated such social commentary. Bread was more than entertainment, it was cultural conversation. But how did the show's massive popularity translate into record-breaking ratings?
I mean, whenever he answers the door, he gets more viewers than Dallas.
Fact 8.
I have haven't got the feet for it.
You'd be better doing demolition work.
At its peak, Bread drew over 20 million viewers in the UK. Few sitcoms before or since have reached such numbers. Families across the nation tuned in every week. It became a shared cultural event. The theme song and opening titles became instantly recognisable. Even people who didn't watch knew the catchphrases. Shops and pubs buzzed with talk after each episode. The Boswells became household names. The scale of success stunned the cast. Boht said she couldn't walk down the street without being recognised. The ratings proved how connected audiences felt. Carla Lane's writing struck a perfect balance of humour and relatability. Critics might have been divided, but viewers were united in their love. The numbers remain some of the highest in sitcom history. The success guaranteed a long run for the show. It dominated conversation in the late 80s. Bread wasn't just a sitcom, it was an event. But what challenges came with that fame, especially for the actors caught in the spotlight?
Through the herb garden, over the wall and up the dual carriageway like a badger with its arse on fire.
Fact 9.
It's brass, 1987, Bootle Ironworks.
The sudden stardom was overwhelming for many actors. Boht found herself constantly recognised as Nelly. Younger cast members faced intense media scrutiny. Tabloids followed their personal lives closely. Peter Howitt's rising fame led him to leave the role of Joey behind. The pressure of recognition made it hard to separate life from character. Some cast members admitted struggling with the attention. The high expectations weighed on them each week. Carla Lane reminded them the focus should stay on storytelling. But the demands of fame couldn't be ignored. Audiences held strong opinions about every performance. Recast drew extra criticism and comparison. The pressure sometimes caused tension behind the scenes, yet the cast remained professional and close-knit. They carried the weight of success with resilience. Fame was both a gift and a burden for them. Without their dedication, the show might have collapsed under pressure. But what finally brought Bread to an end after dominating the decade?
Hello, I've never seen this place before.
Fact 10.
He's back, and if you don't want him, just take the handbrake off and point him towards the river.
By the early 1990s, Bread had run its course. Carla Lane felt the characters had reached their natural conclusions. She didn't want the Boswells to outstay their welcome. The final episodes brought closure to long-running storylines. Some fans were sad to see it end, others agreed it was time. The ending sparked reflection on how much the show had meant. For many, it had defined the 1980s. The Boswells were more than fictional, they were cultural icons. The finale left audiences nostalgic, but satisfied. Cast members later said it was bittersweet to say goodbye. Bread had changed their lives forever. The sitcom became a time capsule of working-class humour and resilience. Even today, it's remembered as one of Britain's most watched comedies. Its impact on television remains enormous. Few shows have captured a moment in time so perfectly. The end of Bread closed a chapter in TV history. And the real question is, which forgotten sitcom classic deserves the same rediscovery next?